The first sound Maya Bennett heard was not Noah crying. It was the sharp hiss of air struggling to pass through his lungs. She found the 8-year-old boy in the glass-walled sunroom of the Cole mansion, one hand pressed against his chest and the other gripping the edge of a table. His face had gone pale. A set of colored emotion cards lay scattered across the floor. "Noah, look at me," Maya said, lowering herself in front of him. "Don't try to speak. Just nod if you can hear me." He nodded weakly. Maya reached for the inhaler kept in the emergency pouch beside the door. The pouch was empty. "Mrs. Bennett, Mr. Cole requires us to contact him before administering medication," the house manager said from behind her. Maya did not turn around. A child who cannot breathe does not wait for permission. She opened the cabinet above the desk and found the backup inhaler. After checking the label and expiration date, she helped Noah take the prescribed dose. "Slowly," she told him. "Follow my hand." She raised one finger as she counted. "In," then she lowered it. "Out." Noah's breathing remained tight, but his panic began to ease. Maya called Dr. Adrian Shaw and placed the phone on speaker. She followed his instructions while monitoring Noah's breathing and pulse. By the time footsteps thundered down the marble hallway, the boy was sitting upright again. Ethan Cole entered wearing a dark suit, his laptop still open under one arm. "What happened?" "Noah had an asthma attack," Maya replied. Ethan looked at his son, then at the inhaler in Maya's hand. "Why wasn't I contacted before medication was given?" "Because he needed help immediately. I was 30 seconds away." His lungs didn't know that. Ethan's expression hardened. He had built one of the country's largest cybersecurity companies by demanding exact procedures, complete records, and immediate accountability. People rarely challenged him inside his own home. Maya did it without raising her voice. Dr. Shaw's voice came through the phone. "Mr. Cole." Maya acted correctly. Waiting could have made the attack significantly worse. Ethan placed his laptop on the table. "What triggered it?" "We don't know yet," Maya said. But the emergency pouch was empty. Ethan turned toward the house manager. "Why?" "I believed the medication had been transferred to the upstairs cabinet." "Belief is not an inventory system," Ethan said coldly. Maya noticed the contradiction but said nothing. Ethan trusted procedures until they failed. Then he trusted blame. Noah reached for Maya's hand. Ethan saw it. Something unreadable passed across his face. 2 hours later, Dr. Shaw examined Noah and confirmed that he was stable. Before leaving, he repeated that Maya's quick response had likely prevented an emergency room visit. That evening, Ethan called Maya into his office. A small velvet box rested on his desk. "This is for what you did today," he said. Maya opened it and found a diamond bracelet. She closed the box. "No, thank you." Ethan looked surprised. "It is not a substitute for your salary. I know. It is a way for you to feel that the debt has been settled." His eyes narrowed slightly. "And you object to that?" "I did my job. Noah doesn't need me to own a diamond bracelet. He needs the adults around him to know where his inhalers are." Maya placed the box back on his desk. "There is something else he needs." "I'm listening. 10 minutes with you every evening." Ethan leaned back in his chair. "I see Noah every day. You pass him in hallways. You ask whether he finished his homework. That is not the same as listening to him. My schedule is complicated. So is being 8 years old without a mother." The silence between them became heavy. Ethan's wife had died in a car accident 3 years earlier. Since then, he had filled the mansion with cameras, motion sensors, and emergency protocols. Every room was protected. Except, Maya thought, from loneliness. 10 minutes, Ethan finally said, "without your phone. That condition seems unnecessary." "That means it's necessary." For the first few evenings, Noah barely spoke. Maya placed colored cards on the coffee table. Blue meant sad. Red meant angry. Yellow meant happy. Gray meant something he could not explain. Ethan treated the exercise like a business report. "What caused the gray feeling?" Noah shrugged. "You need to give him time," Maya said. "I'm waiting." "No. You're watching the clock." On the 4th evening, Ethan turned his watch face down. Noah chose the yellow card. Maya pretended not to notice Ethan's expression soften. The house began changing in small ways. After school, Maya sometimes brought her 6-year-old daughter, Sophie, to the mansion when her usual childcare was unavailable. Sophie never seemed impressed by the enormous rooms or expensive furniture. She was impressed by the echo in the main hallway. She and Noah tested it by making animal sounds until the house manager threatened to resign. For the first time in months, Noah laughed so hard that he began hiccuping. Ethan stood at the top of the staircase, listening. He did not tell them to stop. Vanessa Hale arrived the following afternoon. She was the younger sister of Ethan's late wife, and the administrator of Noah's trust. She watched Maya kneeling beside the children as they built a cardboard city across the library floor. Noah appears very attached to her, Vanessa said. That is generally considered useful in a nanny, Ethan replied. Attachment can become dependence. Ethan glanced at her. What are you suggesting? I am suggesting that people sometimes make themselves necessary when they want access to a family like yours. That night, after Sophie had gone home with a neighbor, Maya helped Noah put away his toys. She reached behind the sofa for a wooden train and found his backup inhaler beneath a cushion. The label showed it had been replaced 2 days earlier. Maya checked the dose counter. It was almost empty. Noah, she asked carefully, have you been using this without telling me? He shook his head. Did anyone else give it to you? The boy looked toward the security camera in the corner. Then he chose the gray card and refused to say another word. The next morning, Maya placed the nearly empty inhaler on Ethan's desk. The dose counter does not match Noah's treatment record, she said. This inhaler was replaced 2 days ago. Ethan examined the label. Could Noah have used it alone? He says he did not. Children sometimes hide things when they feel embarrassed. Maya kept her voice calm. Noah looked at the security camera before answering me. Then he chose the gray card. Ethan opened the medication log on his computer. Every recorded dose had been approved by Maya, the house manager, or a nurse. The records appear complete, Ethan said. The inhaler says they are not. Ethan looked at her. What do you believe happened? I don't know yet. That is why we should investigate before making assumptions. Vanessa entered the office without knocking. She carried several trust documents for Ethan to sign. When she heard about the inhaler, concern appeared on her face. Perhaps Noah used it because he wanted Maya's attention, Vanessa suggested. Maya turned toward her. Noah does not create medical emergencies for attention. I did not say he created an emergency. You implied his attachment to me caused this. Vanessa gave her a cool smile. I only want my nephew protected. So do I, Maya replied. That means listening when something frightens him. Ethan ended the discussion before it became an argument. He ordered a complete inventory of Noah's medication. He also asked the security team to review every cabinet access record. That evening, Noah took his prescribed medicine after dinner. Maya checked the bottle, measured the dose, and watched him swallow it. Less than an hour later, his breathing became dangerously shallow. Maya found him sitting on the floor beside his bed. His lips had begun losing color. She used the emergency inhaler and called an ambulance. Ethan rode to the hospital with Noah. Maya followed in a taxi because Vanessa had taken the remaining seat. Sophie waited with Maya's neighbor. At the hospital, Dr. Shaw ordered immediate blood tests. He also sent Noah's medication to the laboratory. 2 hours later, Noah was stable. Dr. Shaw met the adults in a private consultation room. The medicine contained far less active medication than the label indicated, he explained. It appears to have been diluted. Ethan's face became still. Are you saying someone changed my son's medicine? That is the most likely explanation. Vanessa covered her mouth. Who had access to it? Ethan did not answer. He was already opening the security application on his phone. By morning, every recording from the previous week had been collected. Ethan gathered Maya, Vanessa, and the head of security in his study. A large screen displayed the corridor outside the medicine room. The recording showed Maya entering shortly before midnight. She unlocked the cabinet and removed Noah's medicine. Then she placed a small object inside her uniform pocket. Ethan stopped the video. What did you take? Maya stared at the screen. I removed a bottle because its cap was loose. Why did you put it in your pocket? I planned to give it to Dr. Shaw for testing. Why didn't you report it? I did report the temperature alarm. The head of security checked his tablet. There was no alarm recorded that night. Maya looked at him. The warning light was flashing when I entered. The system shows no malfunction. Vanessa stood beside Ethan. Perhaps her explanation would be easier to believe without the video. Maya ignored her. Send the bottle to an independent laboratory, she told Ethan. Do not rely only on the recording. The head of security placed a clear evidence bag on the desk. Inside was the same medicine bottle. We found this in Maya's coat pocket, he said. Ethan looked at Maya. You still had it? I forgot the coat was in the staff closet. Noah became sick before I could contact the doctor. Vanessa opened a folder. I hoped we would not need this. She placed several financial records beside the evidence bag. They showed overdue medical bills connected to Sophie's surgery. They also showed that Maya had borrowed money from 2 short-term lenders. Maya's expression changed. How did you get those? Vanessa did not answer the question. You needed money, she said. You also knew Ethan would pay anything to protect Noah. You think I made Noah sick to protect my job? I think desperate people can justify terrible choices. Maya turned to Ethan. You know how I care for your son. I know what the evidence shows. No. You know what someone selected for you to see. Ethan's jaw tightened. The camera shows you entering the medicine room. The bottle was found in your pocket. And I told you why. The alarm you described does not exist in the system. Then the system is incomplete. Ethan looked toward the screen. Since his wife's death, he had trusted recorded evidence more than memory or emotion. A machine did not panic. A camera did not forget. A database did not lie. At least, that was what he had always believed. I cannot allow you near Noah while this is investigated, Ethan said. Maya's face became pale, but she remained standing. Are you suspending me? I am terminating your employment. Noah appeared in the doorway wearing a hospital robe beneath his coat. Dr. Shaw stood behind him. Dad, Noah whispered. Ethan moved toward him. You should be resting. Noah pointed at Maya. She did not hurt me. Vanessa stepped between them. He is exhausted, Ethan. This conversation will frighten him. Noah tried to speak again. I saw. His breathing caught. Vanessa placed a hand on his shoulder. You do not need to defend anyone, she said. The adults will handle this. Maya saw fear enter Noah's eyes. She knelt several feet away from him. You do not have to say anything until you feel safe, she said. But when you speak, tell only what you know. Noah nodded. Ethan offered Maya 6 months of salary. She refused before he finished explaining. I will accept the wages I earned, she said. I will not accept money meant to purchase silence. This is not about silence. Then test the bottle independently. Maya collected her coat and left with Sophie that afternoon. Rain covered the long driveway outside the mansion. Sophie held her mother's hand. Did Mr. Cole believe the camera instead of you? Yes, Maya answered. Cameras can be wrong. Images are real, sweetheart, but people can change the story around them. Inside the mansion, Noah sat alone in Ethan's office. The security video remained open on the computer. Noah watched Maya appear inside the silver mirror near the medicine room door. Her reflection crossed the hallway before the recording showed her entering it. He replayed the moment. The reflection appeared first, then Maya appeared several seconds later. Noah remembered the treasure hunt game Sophie had taught him. Every clue had to fit before the answer could be true. He looked toward the hallway to ensure Vanessa was gone. Then he reached for the computer and played the recording again. For the next 3 days, Noah spoke only when necessary. He answered Dr. Shaw's questions with nods. He refused medicine unless Ethan opened the bottle in front of him. At first, Ethan believed his son was grieving Maya's departure. Then Noah asked whether Vanessa would remain at the mansion. She is helping me review your trust, Ethan said. Noah pulled the gray card from his pocket. Ethan sat beside him. Does Vanessa make you feel unsafe? Noah looked toward the camera above the bedroom door. He turned the gray card face down and said nothing. That evening, Ethan received a call from the hospital. Dr. Shaw had completed the independent laboratory tests Maya requested. The medicine was diluted with a sterile solution, Dr. Shaw explained. This was deliberate. Did Maya open the bottle found in her pocket? Ethan asked. That is where the evidence becomes unusual. Dr. Shaw paused before continuing. Her fingerprints were found on the outside. None were found beneath the loosened seal. Ethan stood beside his office window. What does that mean? She handled the bottle, as she admitted. However, the evidence does not prove she opened it. It was found in her coat. Yes, Dr. Shaw replied. But possession and tampering are not the same thing. After the call, Ethan opened the security recording again. He watched Maya enter the medicine room. He watched her remove the bottle and place it in her pocket. The evidence still appeared clear. Then he remembered Noah studying the silver mirror beside the door. Ethan slowed the recording. Maya's reflection appeared before she entered the hallway. It moved across the silver surface several seconds too early. Ethan replayed the moment 5 times. The error remained. He called the head of security and requested the original file. The man said the central system had already compressed the recording. Ethan asked for the raw backup. There is no separate backup, the man replied. There should be 3. We had a storage failure last month. Ethan's voice became colder. Why was I not informed? The security chief blamed a reporting error. Ethan ended the call without revealing what he had discovered. Across town, Maya sat at her kitchen table. Unpaid bills formed a small stack beside Sophie's crayons. She had already contacted an employment lawyer. She had also written down everything she remembered about the medicine room. Sophie sat across from her, folding paper into uneven birds. Do you think Noah is scared? Sophie asked. Yes, Maya replied, but we cannot force him to speak. Sophie placed a blue paper bird beside the telephone. He can call me if he needs help. Maya looked at the child's smartwatch on the table. Sophie had left it at the mansion during their treasure hunt game. At that moment, the telephone rang. Maya answered and heard Noah breathing softly. Maya, I'm here, she said. Are you safe right now? I'm in my closet. Is anyone near you? No. Maya kept her voice gentle. Tell me why you called. Noah explained that he had hidden beneath the reading room table that night. He had been searching for a clue Sophie placed there. Vanessa entered the room carrying Noah's medicine case. She went into the small room beside the library, Noah whispered. Then she called someone. Did you see her open the medicine? Maya asked. No. The door was almost closed. Then do not say you saw something you did not see. Noah became quiet. I saw her carry the case, he said. That is important. What did you hear? She said you were becoming a problem. Maya gripped the telephone. Anything else? She said Sophie could be taken away if her mother caused trouble. Maya closed her eyes. Vanessa had used Sophie to frighten an 8-year-old boy. Noah, listen carefully, Maya said. You must tell your father exactly what you told me. What if he believes the camera again? Tell him only what you know. Truth does not become weaker because someone ignores it once. Noah took a slow breath. There is something wrong with the video. I know, Maya said. I saw the reflection. No, another reflection. Noah described a silver vase near the medicine room entrance. Vanessa had worn a white coat that night. In the security video, the figure reflected in the vase wore dark clothing. Maya remembered the corridor clearly. The image had not only been delayed, parts of it had been taken from different nights. She also remembered something Ethan's security team might have forgotten. Years earlier, the mansion's greenhouse had used a separate camera system. It was installed before Ethan purchased his current security company. The cameras did not face the medicine room. However, the greenhouse windows reflected part of the connecting hallway. Tell your father about the vase, Maya said. I will tell him about the old cameras. When the call ended, Maya sent Ethan a brief message. She gave him the location of the greenhouse recorder. She did not ask for her job back. She asked him to protect his son. Ethan found Noah in the bedroom closet. Instead of questioning him there, he brought him into the library and closed the door. No cameras, Noah said. Ethan switched off his phone and covered the wall camera with a book. Tell me everything in the order it happened, he said. Do not guess. If you are unsure, say so. Noah described the treasure hunt and the reading room table. He described Vanessa carrying the medicine case. Then he repeated the threat about Sophie. Ethan's face lost its color, but he did not interrupt. When Noah mentioned the white coat, Ethan returned to the security file. He enlarged the reflection inside the silver vase. The reflected figure wore black. Ethan contacted an independent digital investigator. He sent the file without explaining his suspicions. The first results arrived 2 hours later. Someone had changed the timestamps. 2 separate recordings had been combined. 6 minutes of original footage were missing. Vanessa entered Ethan's office that afternoon with several legal documents. Noah's health is becoming less stable, she said. The trust needs one person with full authority. She placed a pen beside the documents. If you transfer control to me, I can act without delays. Ethan looked at the signature line. 3 days earlier, he might have signed it. Now he saw urgency disguised as concern. I need time to review this, he said. Vanessa smiled. Of course, but every delay creates risk. After she left, Ethan went to the greenhouse. The old recorder was hidden inside a locked maintenance cabinet. Its files were damaged, but not destroyed. The digital investigator recovered the video that night. The camera showed only glass, plants, and a narrow reflection of the hallway. Then Vanessa appeared with the head of security. She handed him a thick envelope. The next morning, the security recording of Maya had been altered. Ethan did not confront Vanessa that night. He sent copies of the recovered footage to his attorney. He also ordered an emergency audit of Noah's trust. By morning, Ethan had arranged a private meeting at the mansion. The family attorney arrived first, followed by Dr. Shaw and the digital investigator. A representative from the trust company joined them. Noah remained upstairs with a licensed child advocate. The head of security entered the conference room last. He looked surprised when Ethan asked him to sit beside Vanessa. Vanessa placed her handbag on the table. What is this meeting about? She asked. Ethan closed the doors. It is about my son's medicine, he replied. It is also about the video used to accuse Maya. Vanessa folded her hands. We already know what the video shows. That is why we are going to watch it again. Maya arrived several minutes later with her attorney. She wore a simple blue coat and carried no employment documents. Ethan approached her near the doorway. Thank you for coming, he said. I came because Noah needs protection, Maya replied. I did not come to recover my position. I understand. Maya held his gaze. I hope you finally do. Everyone took their seats. Ethan displayed the original security recording on the large screen. The video showed Maya entering the medicine room. It showed her removing a bottle and placing it inside her pocket. Vanessa turned toward the trust representative. This woman had access to Noah's medication, she said. She also had serious financial problems. Maya's attorney started to respond, but Maya raised one hand. My debts do not prove that I harmed a child, she said. Vanessa leaned forward. They establish motive. No, Maya replied. They establish that my daughter needed surgery. Ethan stopped the recording at the silver mirror. Maya's reflection appeared before her body entered the hallway. The digital investigator stood beside the screen. This reflection should appear after the subject enters the corridor, he explained. Instead, it appears several seconds earlier. Vanessa looked unimpressed. A delay in the camera system proves nothing. It would be possible with one recording, the investigator said. This file contains material from 2 separate nights. He displayed the hidden timing data. 2 sections had different compression patterns and lighting levels. The timestamps were rewritten, he continued. 6 minutes of the original recording were removed. The investigator then opened an older video. It showed Maya checking the same medicine cabinet 1 day earlier. This section was copied from that recording, he said. It was placed inside footage from the night Noah's medicine was altered. Ethan looked at the head of security. Only 3 people could access the raw files. You were one of them. The man shifted in his chair. Our technicians also maintain the system. They have all been interviewed, Ethan replied. Their access records are clean. Vanessa shook her head. This still does not prove who changed the medicine. You are correct, Ethan said. So we continued looking. The greenhouse recording appeared on the screen. At first, it showed only rows of plants and dark windows. Then 2 figures appeared in the hallway's reflection. Vanessa was one of them. The head of security was the other. She handed him a thick envelope. Vanessa's expression remained controlled. I pay household expenses in cash sometimes. Ethan placed a bank report on the table. The following morning, he deposited $30,000. The head of security stared at the document. That money came from another source, he said. Name the source, Ethan replied. The man opened his mouth, but no answer followed. Ethan placed 3 more records beside the first report. They showed overdue mortgage payments and a recent gambling debt. Vanessa turned sharply toward the security chief. Do not let him frighten you. The room became silent. Ethan looked at her. I never said he should be frightened. Vanessa realized her mistake, but it was too late. The security chief wiped both hands against his trousers. She told me to change the video, he admitted. Vanessa stood so quickly that her chair struck the wall. He is lying to protect himself. The man looked at her. You said nobody would examine the old system. You said the greenhouse recorder was broken. Ethan's attorney asked him to continue. The security chief explained that Vanessa had supplied 2 recordings. She instructed him to combine them and remove 6 minutes from the original file. She wanted it to appear that Maya entered the room that night, he said. I never touched the medicine. You accepted money to frame an innocent woman, Ethan replied. I did not know the boy would become sick. Maya's voice remained quiet. You knew the evidence could destroy my life. The security chief lowered his eyes. Dr. Shaw placed the laboratory findings before the attorney. The medicine was diluted with a sterile solution, he said. The amount was carefully measured. He explained that Maya's fingerprints were only outside the bottle. None appeared beneath the loosened seal. This supports Maya's statement, the doctor continued. She handled the bottle after someone else opened it. Vanessa reached for her handbag. This meeting is over. 2 private security officers moved in front of the doors. Ethan had replaced the entire security team that morning. No, Ethan said. You will hear what Noah remembers. The child advocate entered with Noah. The boy held the gray card in one hand, but he did not hide it. Maya remained seated. She did not call his name or encourage him to approach her. The advocate sat beside Noah. Tell us only what you remember, she said. You may stop whenever you choose. Noah described hiding beneath the reading room table. He had seen Vanessa carrying his medicine case into the side room. I did not see her open it, Noah said. The door was nearly closed. Vanessa pointed toward Maya. She taught him to say this. No, Noah replied. Maya told me not to say things I did not see. The boy looked at Ethan before continuing. I heard Aunt Vanessa talking on the phone. She said my health needed to stay unstable. Vanessa's face tightened. That is not what I meant. She said Dad would give her full control, Noah continued. She said Maya was becoming a problem. The trust representative opened a folder. Our preliminary audit found several unauthorized transfers, she said. More than $2 million had left Noah's trust. The money supported private investments controlled through companies connected to Vanessa. Those investments were failing. A complete audit would have exposed the missing funds within weeks. Vanessa needed greater authority before anyone discovered the losses. I borrowed the money, Vanessa said. The investments would have recovered. You used a sick child to delay an audit, Maya replied. I was protecting this family. You weakened his medicine, Maya said. You turned his breathing into a financial strategy. Vanessa looked toward Ethan. You know what pressure can make people do? Ethan's voice was cold. Pressure did not make this decision. You made it. He told his attorney to provide every record to the authorities. The trust representative immediately froze Vanessa's access. The police officers waiting outside entered the room. They escorted Vanessa and the former security chief away separately. Noah watched from the doorway. Ethan knelt before his son. I should have listened to you, Ethan said. I believed a recording because it felt easier than asking better questions. Noah looked at the gray card. Do you believe me now? Yes, Ethan replied. I also understand that I should have believed your fear mattered before I had proof. After Noah left with the advocate, Ethan faced Maya. I was wrong, he said. I damaged your reputation and placed Noah in greater danger. Maya said nothing. I want to offer your position back, Ethan continued. Your salary will be 3 times the previous amount. Maya studied him for several seconds. Noah does not need a more expensive nanny, she said. He needs a father who listens. Ethan lowered the employment contract. For once, he had no argument. Maya collected her coat and walked toward the door. Before leaving, she looked back at him. If you truly want to repair this, start with Noah. Then she left Ethan alone beside the dark security screen. Ethan canceled his flight to Singapore the next morning. His assistant reminded him that the meeting involved a major acquisition. Ethan looked toward Noah's bedroom and closed his laptop. Reschedule it, Ethan said. My son needs me here. For the first time, Ethan learned every step of Noah's asthma treatment. Dr. Shaw showed him how to inspect each seal and record every dose. Ethan had once paid other people to manage those details. Now he practiced until Dr. Shaw was satisfied. Noah watched his father with quiet suspicion. You never checked my medicine before, the boy said. No, Ethan replied. I should have. Ethan did not offer an excuse. He had begun to understand that explanations could become another way to escape responsibility. He removed several cameras from Noah's bedroom and playroom. The remaining cameras covered only entrances and emergency areas. Each evening, Ethan sat with Noah for 10 minutes. He placed his phone outside the room and turned his watch face down. Some evenings, Noah said almost nothing. Ethan stayed until the 10 minutes ended. Other evenings, Noah spoke about fear, anger, and missing his mother. Ethan listened without correcting his feelings. A week later, Maya received a letter from Ethan. It did not contain a job offer. It did not include flowers or expensive jewelry. Ethan described each mistake he had made. He admitted that he had ignored Maya's warning and allowed Vanessa to silence Noah. He also accepted responsibility for damaging Maya's professional reputation. He paid her remaining wages and fair compensation through her attorney. There were no conditions attached. Maya read the letter twice. Then she placed it inside a kitchen drawer. An apology could acknowledge harm. It could not erase it. During the following months, Maya completed her certification in caring for children with serious medical needs. She also began developing a training service for professional caregivers. The program taught emergency care, medication safety, and communication with frightened children. Ethan learned about the project through Dr. Shaw. He offered financial support through an independent charitable foundation. Maya reviewed the agreement with her attorney. The contract gave her full authority over training and hiring. Only then did she accept the investment. This does not purchase forgiveness, Maya told Ethan during their first professional meeting. I know, he replied. It supports work that should already exist. Noah and Sophie continued seeing each other. At first, Maya brought Sophie to a public park where Ethan met them with Noah. Ethan always arrived early. Once, he arrived 12 minutes late because of a traffic accident. He did not blame his driver or assistant. I failed to leave enough time, he said. I am sorry. Maya noticed that he spoke directly to the children. One Saturday, Ethan invited them to dinner. He cooked pasta without help from the mansion staff. The sauce was too salty, and the bread was burned. Sophie examined her plate with great seriousness. Rich people should probably keep their cooks, she said. Noah laughed until he began coughing. Ethan reached for the inhaler, but Noah raised one hand. I'm fine, Dad. Ethan stopped and waited. He no longer treated every cough as a crisis. Maya saw the difference. Ethan was not changing only when she watched. He was changing because Noah needed a present father. That realization frightened her more than any expensive gesture. Genuine change was harder to dismiss. One evening, Noah gave Ethan a drawing. It showed 4 figures standing outside the mansion. Ethan recognized Noah and Sophie immediately. The taller figure beside Noah was clearly meant to be him. The 4th space was empty. "Who belongs there?" Ethan asked. Noah folded his arms. "You do not get to decide that." Ethan almost smiled. "You are correct." Several months later, Noah celebrated his 9th birthday. Ethan invited Maya and Sophie as guests. Their names did not appear on a staff schedule. No uniform waited for Maya inside the house. The children built another cardboard city in the library. This time, Ethan sat on the floor and helped them construct a bridge. His bridge collapsed within seconds. "You run a technology company," Sophie said. "This is embarrassing." Maya laughed before she could stop herself. After the party, Sophie and Noah carried gifts upstairs. Maya waited near the front entrance. Ethan approached her without a contract or velvet box. "Would you have coffee with me next Saturday?" he asked. Maya studied his face. "As Noah's former nanny?" "No." "As the director of the program you support?" "No," Ethan replied. "As Maya." He did not promise to change her life. He did not ask her to forget what had happened. It was only coffee. Maya allowed the silence to remain between them. "1 cup," she finally said. "No contracts and no grand promises." Ethan nodded. "And trust must be proven every day," she added. "I understand." "No," Maya replied gently. "You are beginning to understand." Upstairs, Noah found the final camera Ethan had removed from his bedroom. It rested unplugged on a shelf. He placed his family drawing over its dark lens. The empty space remained visible. A camera could record someone walking through a door. It could not always reveal whether that person came to cause harm or save a child. To understand that difference, Ethan had needed more than evidence. He had needed to look at the people before him, then he had needed to listen.